Hi everyone, let me introduce myself to those who do not know me. I am Ashnat Kothari, a qualified fellow actuary. I am the founder and director of Finatics. Finatics is involved in providing classes for actuarial exams, placement assistance, along with plenty of other services which a student needs at different phases in their journey to become a qualified fellow actuary. I have been professionally teaching actuarial science for the past 8 years, having mentored students not only from all parts of India but from across the globe. Now, coming back to the much awaited announcement, the reason why you are here, we are extending an opportunity for students who have not studied with us to join our classes, get mentored by us for the preparation of actuarial exams by paying zero tuition fees at outset. Yes, you heard it right. Zero tuition fees at outset. This is valid for classes of CM1, CM2, CS1 and CS2, whether you are appearing from IFOA or IAI. Ones who would be joining us for the first time can see how we go about with our classes, the educational content we provide, the doubt clearing facility we provide, the sort of guidance, unbiased guidance we provide. And after spending some time, if you find value in the educational content and guidance we provide, you can pay the full fees. Now, you might be wondering as to why we are coming up with this opportunity, even though Fanatics is at its peak with respect to the performance of its students in actual exams as well as their professional career. The reason is simple. You will not see us extensively marketing over social media, be it through Insta Reels, YouTube Shorts, or other various ways. You will not see us coming up with new batches on a regular basis or flexing the number of students we have and outrightly ignoring the proportion of students who clear the exams or who even continue with their journey. Being in the education industry, we make a conscious effort to channelize majority, if not all, of our energy and time towards ensuring that students are having a proper learning journey, not just spoon feeding them everything so that they might get certain favorable results in the short term, but by ensuring to make them independent, capable of working independently, even in our absence, and therefore succeeding both in their personal and professional journey in the long run. Do note that we continue to have one single batch for each paper each term to ensure that all our students are getting sufficient time from the faculty. Do keep in mind that at Fanatics, it is the main faculty, be it Gunjan or me, who are involved in taking the classes, doubt clearing, or any sort of guidance or any sort of assistance which the students require in the preparation of their actual exams. As such, we will restrict the number of intakes to 50 for each of the papers. In case you are already studying from us and you are happy with the way we go about with our classes, continue to study from us. For ones who have not studied from us but who are looking forward, this is the best chance for you all to join us, experience how we go about with our classes. If you are a sincere and hardworking student who wants to excel in your actual career, do join Fanatics today for a meaningful, impactful, and wonderful learning experience.
Hi everyone. So in this video, we shall be taking a look at the indicative solutions for CS1 A for from IAI May 2024 session. So first of all, let me tell you all the objective of this video since it's slightly different from the IFOA solution discussion videos which we release. So IFOA usually comes up with its examiner report or the solutions post the declaration of their exams. So students have to wait for a good 10 weeks or so to wait to see how their exams finally went, and then sometimes they might be thinking if their exam did not go good, they will not start to prepare for another paper. But in case of II, in the last term and even I expect in this term, they would be, releasing the indicative solutions. So the objective of this video is, first of all, it helps me to, solve the questions so that just in case there is any errors in the indicative solutions released by II, we can let them know so that they can see to it and make corrections if necessary. Because in the last session also there were certain errors in certain subjects, solution report, which a lot of students and we also highlighted to II, post which it was rectified. Secondly, for future reference, when students are preparing for CS1, they can take a look at this video to go through the questions, discussions of all the tricky questions or slightly difficult questions, because students in the past have said ki why I don't do it for II. So again, the purpose of the video was more on to just help the students to not waste time, see how their examinations went, how much marks they could score, and then just start preparing for the next paper. So now I'm intending to each term for II also I am planning to come up with these solution discussion videos. Just keep one thing in mind, that there might be certain numerical errors in this video. I really haven't got much time to solve these. Would have given maximum around an hour or so in completing the CS1A paper. So if you come across any errors, please let us know through comment section. We'll take a look at it. And in case we find merit, we'll definitely push in the rectifications through the comments section itself. As for the MCQs, the entire answer key would be available in our comment section only. We would be pinning the particular comment, and certain questions we might discuss here as well if I find them to be slightly different, tricky, or a bit difficult in nature. So this is the objective. And as again, do subscribe to our channel so that you are updated regarding all the latest educational content we release. And if you find this video useful, definitely do like it. Coming to the paper, I would say it was a easy paper only, not very difficult, or not, I will say, even difficult per se. The MCQ questions I thought were a bit more, slightly, relatively a bit more challenging as compared to when other papers I was solving, in comparison to the non-MCQ questions, some of them. So we'll take a look at them. Part one, again, it's fairly straightforward. I would say a typical Poisson process question. Same is for part two and three. Question four. So over here, X and Y, these are independent. So the joint PDF is nothing but multiplication of the individual PDF. So this shall be nothing but e to the power minus x into half e to the power minus half y, because mean is 2. So my parameter will be half. And then for question number 5, again, pretty straightforward. Question number 6. So over here, I guess certain students that struggle, especially in question 7. Question 6 is fairly straightforward. You can compute the likelihood, which again, if you will see, it would be given in the next question itself. So you could get an idea from that as well, and we'll be getting the answer by computing it. Now you need to understand that what we're modeling is y and x. So y follows Poisson lambda x, and you have certain data sets for y. Next, question 7, which is the least square error, by definition y minus expectation y whole square. So over here, if you will realize, expectation y is nothing but lambda x. So I'm trying to minimize y minus lambda x whole square. If you would remember, this is nothing but kind of minimizing y minus beta x whole square, which we have done in regression chapter. So the estimate for beta is nothing but sxy by s double x. Similarly, lambda will be nothing but sxy by s double x. So from there you will get basically summation xy by summation x square in that form, not exactly there. I mean, in sxy you get summation xy minus certain terms, but yeah, this is the key idea. It will be something in this structure. Question 8 is fine, straightforward. Question 9 is also similar. Your LSE estimate is different, your MLE MOM will be same. Question 10 is finding the least square estimator on the given sample data, which again can be computed using the part 8 parts only. Next question, 11 and 12. Now, this question is something which is directly there given from the material. All these values, I mean, this under 18 adults would be different. It would be given probably country A, country B, country C, if I remember correctly, or maybe policy A, policy B, policy. The numerical values are exactly the same. So 11, 12 are pretty straightforward. 13 to 15 now. So for 13, which of the statements is false? So again, this is not something very difficult. Given the sign of R, you can comprehend. Question 14, I feel that there is an information missing in terms of N. Also, if you would take a look that, the formula would be something like R into root over N minus 2 divided by root over 1 minus R square. So N is not given. Now, if I take in R divided by root over 1 minus R square, and if I see the possible values of N, the answer would either be 0.27 or 0.21. If you will take a look, then 0.27 is nothing but reciprocal of 3.7. So 1 by 3.7 is 0.27, 1 by 4.78 is 0.21. Now, depending on value of n, I guess if it was 7, it was coming as 0.27, and if it was 5 n, it was coming as 0.21. So I feel there is some information missing in this particular question, and I'll wait for the II indicative solutions to come in to take a look at that. As for question 15, again, if p-value is less than 1%, so we'll definitely have sufficient evidence at 5% level of significance to reject H naught and therefore conclude that there is some correlation. Then this is question 16 to 20. Again, this is somewhat where students did find a bit challenging over here. The minimum numbers of pairs, I mean, it's fairly straightforward. You have two variables, alpha and beta, so you'll need at least two of them to solve the equations simultaneously. 17, if you'll see the values, or rather it's a given point A to F, so you will see that one of them is only fitting in. As for question number 18, so over here they have given a hint that y on x passes through the point x bar, y bar. Now over here, you will see only h point is passing. So at the point of h, it's basically nothing but 45, 215. So from here, you can get it as x bar and y bar. Then what will be the value of adjusted R square? It's directly using the formula where k is nothing but equal to simply 1, and we'll be getting it as 69.69%. Question 20 is also pretty straightforward. Moving to question 21, again, this what I was say a very straightforward question. Let's quickly take a look at the solution. This is part 1. Part 2, now if we'll observe expectation y 2 by 3, expectation of y given x 2 by 3, expectation variance of y given x equal to 2 by 9. And this is same as nothing but expectation y variance y. So in the last part, we'll see that yes, y and x are in fact independent, and therefore these expectations are same only. And these are for the other parts. Next, question number 22. Again, this one was also a very typical question. A similar question like this is there in the acted material itself. So if I quickly take you through the solution of same. So we know that as the value of n increases, therefore the variability surrounding a particular statistic, will decrease, and therefore we see that when n is 100, the variance has significantly decreased as compared to, when n was 5. The mean anyhow remains the same. Next, question number 23, again a fairly straightforward one, I will say. A typical, regression question you have. First part is, why we need to use a logarithmic transformation, because if we see this, it sees like an exponential trend. So once I take log of it, it will look like more of a linear trend. And you can see from here, this is more giving us a linear trend. So these are the calculations and the number of deaths. If I'm taking the closest integer, it's coming out to be approximately 42. Next, question number 24. Now, again, I really love this. The way they gave it, this ensured that, students are getting tested on certain aspects of derivations, or let's say, deriving certain things from first principles, a bit numericals, which is how these papers are supposed to be. But at the same time, keeping in mind that the exams are online in nature. So ensuring that students do not have to type it. So this is a very good way of, testing it, where you need to give the missing terms of A, B, C, D, H, so on. So this is the solution for same. This is 24. These are the values of A to J. Now, given that the posterior distribution is also a normal distribution, so its mean, median, mode all are the same itself. So under all circumstances, you're gonna get the same value. The Bayesian estimate from you in all these three will remain the same only. Part 3, we need to find the equal trail credible interval. Well, credible interval, they are just saying use the posterior distribution of mu. So if I use the posterior distribution of mu, I'm getting in this form, and I'm getting it as 4.2 to 5.8. Part 4. Now this is where I guess most students who might have struggled without performing any additional calculations. State the 95% highest posterior density interval. And now they have defined what is the meaning of highest posterior density interval. It basically means that at that interval, at each PDF point, that would be higher than all the points outside the interval. So if you would remember, normal distribution is nothing but symmetric in nature. So, and it's also mode is at the point of mean only. So the curve is like a bell-shaped one. So when we're taking this equal tailed, we are taking that part which has the highest PDF in its entire range. So therefore, the confidence interval which we have calculated in part three, that is nothing but even the highest posterior density interval. So your answer will remain same. Next question number 25, a very good statistics based question that way, I mean, on a day-to-day basis also sometimes you could see how differences observed, you could attribute to something, whether the underlying reason could be something else. So on the face of it, it might look like one region is significantly underperforming compared to other. And just to take an example, this is also what happens in my day-to-day life, not day-to-day life, but frequently I encounter is students come up and say, see, there are so many students clearing from this institute and those are being promoted and all. So you might see absolute number wise students being more in others because different institutes might have different objectives. Some want to maximize the number of students, some want to maximize revenue, or they have different agenda as compared to what we believe in. So you could see more number of students in absolute terms clearing from a certain institute, whereas when you look at the percentages, it would be pathetic. You would not even see them disclosing because it might be even less than what the average of the actual body is. Whereas on the other hand, our focus at Fanatics remains, to ensure that not just the well-prepared students are becoming toppers or scoring high marks, but overall maximum proportion of students should clear the exam. And again, more importantly, I would say in the long run is they develop the necessary skills to understand the concepts and be in a position to apply them in real life scenarios as well. Getting 70 marks, 90 marks, 95 is almost secondary in the sense that obviously for scoring high, that's very good. You should all target, but not at the cost of not learning properly. So the primary thing is to ensure that the concepts are very strong and there is ability to apply them in real life scenarios, in new scenarios, not something which you have practice and the same thing comes. Exam solving is a very different art compared to the art of understanding and being able to apply things. Most of you in the short term don't realize this by the time you start a job or maybe you're doing a business, and in the long term as more of get mature, you realize this. So it's something where we struggle to convince students you don't look at the short term thing, just taking methodologies which just helps you to get good marks at the cost of your learning. Those are not really helpful in the short term. It might give you a dopamine, it might make you happy and all, but in the long term it will be absolutely useless because nobody is going to hire you just basis on the professional qualifications you have. You need to go and prove your value as well. I mean, what additional skill sets you have, and finally, how you can contribute. Ultimately, if somebody is paying you, it's for the value you can provide to them, not because you have XY degrees, you have cleared so many papers, you have scored 80 in all of them, or 90 in all of them, or even in fact all the toppers. Again, it's very good to be one. I myself am one. We have a lot of students who go on to become toppers. That is all good. But some of them just narrowly focus on, let's go and try to become a topper, and we just study to become a topper. We might not know everything, we might leave certain things, just want to become topper somehow. That is not the right way. Your ultimate objective should be a proper, holistic learning. So let's quickly take a look at it. This one. So 25, part 1 and 2 are bookwork, part 3, the values are there. These are the part 4 values, and part 5, the test statistic is there, and therefore we have sufficient evidence, to reject. Moving forward to the last question, 26. So first test is you just need to check mod beta whether it's greater than twice of standard error of beta or not to comment on the result. And this is part 2. It's given you by using canonical link function, which is there given in the actuarial table. Solving it, you're getting roughly 0.2. This is part 3. I'm getting this as 0.1808. And part 4, one way of writing is this. Further, if you want, we can combine all of these terms. If you will remember, in case of two variables, or other one factor, one variable, we have a asterisk b. It is something of the form of, uh, let's say, a star ij plus b star ij x, something in this form. Again, different ways you could express the same thing as well. So I hope you all found this video useful. Thank you, everyone.